everybody. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Stephen Bonacore, the podfather of gaming.
I'm Nick Weck.
That's right. Welcome back to the show. Nick, this is his second time on Board Game Breakfast. We are glad to have you with us. But before we talk to Nick, let's talk about trick-taking. I'm excited about trick-taking, and also I really feel like I'm about to sneeze, so just be warned, that could happen any moment. So today's show is sponsored by Bezier Games with a new trick-taking game called Cat in the Box. Now, Cat in the Box, based on Schrodinger's cat, which could be dead or alive, who cares? It's a cat.
Come on!
I'm sorry, that is what Schrodinger's cat is. It's a thing of whether it could be dead or alive.
Yeah, but you mentioned the cat specifically in that thing. Like, you don't care.
Because that's what Schrodinger's cat's about. Anyhow,
I think Schrodinger cared about the cat, I guess is the question.
No, he was just using it as an example. I would have used Schrodinger's, like, elephant. And that would have been a more confusing thing. Like, can an elephant even get in a box? Why were you putting a cat in a box to begin with? You know, it's to sneak it on an airplane is the answer. Anyhow, this is a trick-taking game where all the cards are black. None of them are any color, except when you play them, you declare the color that it is. It's a very interesting, very unique game. I'll be reviewing it in a couple weeks. Really like it. But we also have a contest from Bezier Games. And this contest is for another one of their games called Werewords. Werewords, and actually I should be more clear, it's for Werewords Deluxe Edition. Werewords is basically mixing 20 questions with werewolf. It's possible that somebody is lying, including the person you're asking questions to. A lot of fun, and we have a contest for this. To get a copy of Werewords Deluxe Edition, enter this contest. You just need to email us at contest@dicetower.com, which is right here. Subject line, put the word Werewords, and answer the question, what new mode was introduced to this title in the Deluxe Edition? I don't even know because I don't have the Deluxe Editions. Well, I do know because I see the answer right here in front of me, but I didn't know until I looked at it. Anyway, this is for folks in the U.S., so I hope that you win. Have a good time with that contest, and don't forget to check out this game. It really is fantastic. All right, Nick, welcome to the show. Thanks for supporting the Dice Tower. How are you today?
I'm doing well, although it is morning, and it's way too early for me to be awake right now.
What time zone are you in?
I'm on the East Coast time zone.
It's 9 o'clock.
Come on.
That's too early, Tom. Nick gets it. It's too early. What is this, 9:04? What am I, a farmer? It's way too early.
Tom, they don't understand the morning people.
I slept in today till 5:45, and I felt like that's because I couldn't move this morning when I woke up. Yesterday we moved boxes all day long in the Florida sun. Getting ready for Dice Tower East, and it was. I laid in the bed. I was like, Laura, I don't ever use these muscles. I have an office job.
You didn't call me. You didn't call me to help out. Why didn't you call me?
What were you gonna do, Steven?
I would have. I do what I do. I supervise. I manage. I manage people. I bring people and we get it together. I could have done that for you.
Yeah, unless you're giving Tom a lower back rub, we don't need you.
Nick.
Yes.
Actually,
Moving on.
Nick, what's with the bird in the background here?
That's my little baby. That's Cookie.
Oh, I just
Is
noticed.
Cookie eating a cookie?
Oh.
I can't tell.
She's
That's
eating
so
walnut.
cute.
She's eating
walnut.
He's
walnut.
eating
kinda
a
cool.
walnut. How adorable.
Oh my, beautiful color.
Thank you very much.
Well, Nick is here to challenge us in a game of games or whatever. We'll find out in a second. Z has a contest to titillate all of us. That's probably the wrong word. Let's go to some contributors.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
From Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, today we are talking about, this is Disney's Sorcerer's Arena. This is the Epic Alliance's core set. So basically, this is a miniature style game. It's in a kind of an arena combat style game where you have all these different random characters throughout Disney and Pixar lore. So you might have Gaston versus Ariel versus, I don't know, people from... Sully from,
Yeah.
Monsters, Inc. So you have all these different characters. You're going head to head trying to knock each other out to get victory points. It is all about this combat, and each character brings new special abilities and new things to the game.
This was actually a lot of fun, right? Like, I don't think I like these games, and then I play them and I end up enjoying them. But I thought it was really simple. It was almost like an introductory to arena style games, which I thought was great. It was really easy to get into this game, and the game kind of explained itself to you as you were playing. So it wasn't like you just had to learn everything fresh. It gave you like these step-by-step directions, and I had a lot of fun playing with that. And I liked like that they're just knocked out for a round, and that's how they explained it in the book, because it could be like a lot meaner, right? And it wasn't, and I liked that.
If you have to see like Aladdin like lying dead on the battlefield, that's a little bit darker than what they're going for.
Yeah, not that.
This kind of reminded me a little bit of a game like say Smash Up, right? Where you have all these different random characters. They all have their own individual decks. You shuffle all those decks together, and that's your new whole playing deck. So you might have a healer in your deck. You might have someone who's really good at defense. Maybe someone who's really good at attacking, or maybe you have 3 good attackers, or whatever the case is. You have kind of a random mashup of characters and abilities, which provided a lot of fun.
Well, everybody, that is our thoughts on this. If you want to hear more from us, make sure to find us on YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany at Board Game Reviews. Everybody, this is Ryan and Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast.
Bye everybody.
Guys.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Star Trek, the deck building game, the original series, and I'll show you how it plays, and I'll let you know if the mechanism and the IP match. So each player is going to start out with a starship, and you'll have a set of starter cards. On a turn, you'll shuffle these up, and you're going to draw 5 of these into your hand. Now, as with most deck builders, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to have a currency on here, and XP is what you're going to be using to purchase other cards. So during the game, you're going to have 9 cards set up, kind of Dominion style, except for there'll be a deck that you can add additional cards through. And on your turn, you'll be able to purchase these cards for XP. So for example, if I wanted to purchase Spock, it would require me to pay 9 XP. He would go into my discard pile. Now, in a turn, you also have a search icon. So what you can do is you maybe don't want this guy. You can just discard him, and you search and bring out a different card. And everybody will do that at least one time in your turn. As you're purchasing cards, you get 1 search for free. The last thing you do is go through the star deck. So you'll be setting up a deck of cards at the beginning, and you'll be able to turn one of these over and kind of do what you want. Now, you can have victory points at the bottom of these cards, and you're playing to a 300 victory point. So you want to be able to accomplish the goals on this. So this one says, cannot be drawn by effects or goals. You have the 5+ attack and 5 XP. Then, like most deck builders, you're going to discard all your cards that you've played, and you draw back up from your deck to another 5 cards. The IP and mechanisms do not really match. Star Trek really wasn't a combat-heavy series, and this one, it's all about blowing up. And I guess you're in, not really in the real world. Maybe you're in some kind of training session. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I do like the stills involved. I am a fan of stills. I know a lot of people don't like those, but I do. I do like collecting of the people, and it's nice to kind of have Spock on there, but you're not going to be able to get your whole cavalry together. It's going to be weird that you're Captain Kirk and Spock's on another ship and you're battling it out. It kind of pulls me apart from it. The rules are a convoluted mess. This one did not work for me. I don't really think of Star Trek as being a combat-based game, and here's what you get. So total miss for me.
We're back.
Oh, baby! Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to 10 for 10. We're going to be playing the 1, 2, 3 edition of this game, in which these folks are going to try to guess some game titles. So here's how this works, folks. There is this strange and bizarre fascination with Cult of the New, and I say nuts to that. Let's go back to the way things were. What game changed gaming the most? Some might argue that was
Can you close
Catan.
chat for me briefly?
Yeah, close the chat. Interrupt
I'm having
me
Roy
again,
close
see what
chat,
happens.
so I don't
Minus
want to
2
get any
points.
clues from people. No, I didn't look yet.
Well, you're speaking while I'm speaking.
You're
Minus
really
3
distracting, if nothing else.
I'm trying to not cheat here, Mr. Garcia, by taking chat away. I'm
Minus
sorry.
4.
I'm sorry, sir.
All right, fine. That was the secret word of the day. You are back to 0. All right, so everything 1995 and newer has been eliminated from our possibilities. That's the year Catan came out that changed gaming as we know it in many ways. So here in front of me, I have the top 40 ranked games based on BoardGameGeek.com. that came out in 1994 or previous to that. And you guys are going to be guessing some of these. Now, for every right guess, you're going to get a point. If you are wrong, nothing happens. We'll move on to the next person. And when we come back to you, now every guess is worth 2 points to you. Mess up again, and every guess is worth 3 points to you. But then once you mess up one more time after that, you are done, and that's your final total. So we are going to start with Mr. We're going to have to give the benefit here to the person who was indeed around when all of these came out, Mr. Bonacore.
I believe. And yet another age joke. You're
going to start.
Let me go. 'Cause I know some of these are definites, but some of them are less. I'm going to go with a less definite, and then if I miss, more points in the next guess. I'm going to go with Dune, the original. Dune,
the original, indeed is on the list, sir. Dune, the original, is ranked 377. And that is a point to you, Mr. Bonacore. And I will also mention now the ranking for these, by the way, the top 40, once I eliminate all that stuff. The highest ranked comes in at 59. The lowest ranked of these 40 is 1,275.
Wow.
So
that's actually good.
Drops.
That's actually pretty good knowledge.
There
Thank you for
go.
telling me
kind
after I took my guess. I appreciate it.
You did so well, I didn't feel the need to do it. In fact, you did so well, I had to help these two other guys.
Oh, okay. I like that. Thank you.
Also, you were definitely alive when Dune came out. I don't want to hear it.
Tom is remarkably quiet right now. I'm not
Nick,
sure what that means.
You are up next, Nick. I want to give Tom as little advantage as possible because he's probably going to do very well. So, what do you got, Nick?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this is hard.
My goodness.
You have 39 right answers on the board.
That's right.
39 right answers. But based on my game collecting so far,
Ask the bird. Ask the bird. The bird.
I can give you some hints. Say X-Men United.
That's a
I
bad
don't
hint.
think so.
Just think of what would Bonacore play and say that. It's true, Bonacore, don't you?
Wow, a classic. I like Crokinole.
Crokinole is
that's a good answer.
Is
very good
indeed
answer.
on the list. And here's another tidbit. Here's another tidbit of news for you. This is the 59th ranked one. This is the highest ranked one.
More points, I think, are in mine.
No. You go.
That's a good answer, though. That's one I would not have said. So good.
I didn't have it on my thought list.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the highest ranked game, which is kind of crazy, pre-1995.
I'm ready. My first guess is going to be pre-Gloomhaven, The Awakening. This is a game that Isaac made before Gloomhaven.
Okay, yeah.
What?
Pre-Gloomhaven, The Awakening. This is a real guess you're making.
Yes.
It's not called pre-Gloomhaven, The Awakening. It's just called The Awakening? No,
No,
you're,
he's
actually,
trying to
you're making
You
a
are
joke.
not right,
you stink.
Tom.
You stink. I'm just you stink. See, Nick, he's playing us, Nick. He's playing us. I would like to propose a change to the rules where Nick's score and my score are added together. That's a fairer game.
And it
Might
goes into
still
my
not
column.
win, but we'll see.
And then we give the points to the bird. Yeah, look at him. See, he's agreeing. Oh, my God.
All right, Tom. So that was a wrong guess. That means from now on you make 2 points for every correct answer. Guys, be careful.
Fine.
He's
What he's
coming
doing.
for you. He
stinks.
knows something you don't know.
So bad.
All right, back to you, Bonacore. What do you got?
So bad. All right, I'm going to go again. I'm going kind of out on a limb. I'm not sure, but I want to maybe up my game next level. Oboe.
I missed everything you said. Say that again.
I want to go with Robo Rally.
Robo Rally is indeed on the list, Mr.
Wow.
Bonacore. It is ranked exactly 500. And you get one more point for that. Right now we have you at 2 points. Nick has 1. Tom has none. But he is scoring at 2. So there we go. Nick, you're up again.
All right. I'd like to take a page out of Tom's playbook. I'm going to say Bandito.
Bandito. Wow. At least you went for a real game, and I respect that.
That's true. That's true.
Nick,
a real classic person would have named a game from '95. Like a very
wow. Very specific, right? Just say like Catan.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, that was definitely wrong, but you are now scoring at 2 points from here on in. Tom, you gonna try that again?
I'm not. I'm gonna go with one I'm pretty sure is on the list. The classic Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering is on the list. And it is 158, ranked 158. You have 2 points, Tom. So we are tied, Bonacor and Tom at 2, Nick at 1, ready to score big when he comes back.
Right, why
back
do I
to you,
have an X?
Steven.
Oh, is that just so I missed one? Got it.
Yeah, you missed one.
4.
I'm trying to think if I should.
Again, if you guys want to be writing down some ideas while the other people are answering. You know.
I am. I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna continue picking games that might not be right, but I'm gonna. Who might? Maybe they are. Tigris and Euphrates, or Euphrat and Tigris.
That I believe is too new, Mr. Bonacor.
I had a feeling it might be.
I think it's 99.
It's 98
so that
or
is
99.
wrong.
I don't remember.
Good, 90. All right,
so
fine.
You are now scoring at 2 points, though.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
All right, Nick, back to you.
I'm out. I'm out of ideas. Well, since Crokinole happened to be on it, this one I don't think would be, but I don't know if I pronounce it right. Caron?
Yeah.
That's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Is unfortunately not on the list. It's like the red-headed stepchild of those kinds of games. Crokinole gets all the love. Karum does not. So
I'm
Nick.
actually debating getting a Karom board for the Dice Tower.
I want one. Get it for the retreat.
I might, Nick.
All right, Nick, you're scoring at 3 from here on out.
I won't be.
Still only at 1 point. Tom, you're scoring at 2 points. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the game that just showed up in the mail today. That would be Cosmic Encounter.
It's on my list.
Cosmic Encounter is indeed on the list, Tom. That brings you up to 4 points. And it is ranked 1,261.
Close.
A travesty. But actually, I wonder if the 2008 version is ranked higher.
Yes, it is. I think it is. So there you go. You are at 4 points. Whoopin' Bonacor.
I got 2, 4 to 2.
Yeah.
Not so bad.
Yeah, it's called whooping. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go on another edge case here. May not even be high enough ranked. I'm going to go with Schottentotten.
Schottentotten is not on the list, Stephen Bonacor.
Really?
I don't think it's old enough, guys.
Yeah, I think it's again. It's
you're
that
right. It's 2000.
Is it 2000? I would have said late 90s, but okay. So that's
it
fine.
Might be. Battle Line's 2000. I think Schottentotten might.
Has to be at least 2 years before that. I'm pretty sure. Then.
Yeah, well, you guys are, cult of the new. Anything 1995 or earlier, I consider cult of the new personally, okay? That's how that works. I'm a purist, folks, okay? I want my pieces made of pure limestone or nothing.
All right, Nick, you got 3
Plastic
points here.
is an abomination.
Okay.
Nick, I got you. Do you want me to give you an answer?
No. I think I was inspired by the last answer, so I'm going to say...
I inspire people, Nick.
Squad Leader?
Squad Leader is indeed on the list,
Nick. Not even
nice.
Not even
722. Squad Leader gets you 3 points, Nick.
Oh,
you are now tied with Tom.
Yes.
Tied with Tom.
Still 2. Yeah, he failed. All right. Whew. I'm see, this one I actually, if this is not in the top list, that would be weird of Board Game Geek, but it might not be. But I'll say it anyway. I'll go chess.
I think you're right. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure.
Chess is 439, Tom. So yes,
Woo.
it is indeed.
Well, you never
are going to
know,
get
right?
You got 2 points. That brings you up to 6. Nick has 4. Bonacor has 2. And let me restate that yes, Stephen Bonacor was alive when all of these came out.
Modern chess.
That includes chess.
Nick, remember that lunch, Nick. Remember that lunch.
I
You're not getting it. Another lunch out of me.
All right. Bonacor, what do you got? By the way, Bonacor and Nick, you're both now at the 3-point threshold. So answers would be great. No answers would be bad.
I'm going with the game that has been destroying friendships since 1947.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be Diplomacy.
So you got the date wrong, but
it's 45.
It came out in the 50s.
No, you sure? Yeah, maybe it has to be because but 1957. They have it on T-shirts. I've seen that. The game that's destroyed friendships since 1957.
All right.
Is Diplomacy in the top? I'm curious.
Diplomacy is 676, so indeed it is. That means, Bonacor, you are now up to 5 points yourself. Tom has 6, you have 5, Nick has 4. It's anybody's game, folks. And it's back to you, Nick.
Oh, man. Tom saying chess, I thought that was that couldn't be considered really, but it was on the list. So I'm probably making a big mistake. Checkers.
Ooh. Checkers is not nearly as beloved as chess. So checkers is not on the list, Nick. That means you are at 4 points. You missed your 3 guess. And if you are behind when you miss, then you get one final guess when we come back around, win or lose, at 4 points, and then you are done. That is an optional rule that gets triggered sometimes if somebody is doing particularly poorly. Read nothing into it. Okay, let's move on.
All right, Nick, I'll pick up your torch here. I'll say go. I'll say go.
Guaranteed on the list.
Go is not on this list, Tom.
What?
I suspect, Z, that your search may not have brought up things from BC.
All right, let's find out, okay?
No, that doesn't count. That's the search is the search. Don't change the rules. The search is the search. Z.
Calm down.
The search is the search.
Okay, go.
Tom is just like he says it. Wits and Wagers. This is the right answers. No other answers matter. You can't prove it to me online. These are the answers.
Yeah, I think if the number was negative, I think the search didn't bring it up.
Not cool.
That's
All
fine.
right,
I'll accept the negative.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
That's
Give
fine.
it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Okay,
I don't want to
Tom,
win.
you have 2 points.
I don't want to win on a technicality.
For you, Bonacor. That means there's now 41 games on this list.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to go with the obvious
Tom,
answer.
you are now at 8, by the way. Tom has 8 points. All right, Bonacor, what do you got?
I'm now going to go with, which was inspired by Nick. Inspired again, but Nick is inspiring me today. The obvious answer to go after squad leader is advanced squad leader.
Come on.
ASL. Absolutely.
Advanced squad leader is on the list. Nick,
Thank you.
You should have gone for that one.
Gosh.
Advanced squad leader is 374. It's ranked higher than squad leader because it's advanced.
Knew it would be.
And you are going to get 3 points out of that, Stephen. Bonacor bringing you up to a tie with Tom. And Nick, I don't want to say you are mathematically eliminated, so I won't.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go to you with your
He's not
final
mathematically
guess.
eliminated. Because if he gets his final guess here and then we drop out, it's a 3-way tie.
I never said he was mathematically eliminated, did I, Vassal? Minus 1 point.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
No, I'm
All
not.
right.
I'm not taking away a point. It's fine. Not freak out Roy trying to keep on top
You
of
know
this
the
now.
scorekeeper listens to you, right?
I know. Well, tell him to stop. All right.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Let's do. See, I really feel I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I'll tell you what. You're going to be really upset when you hear this list of games.
You say advanced squad leader. I would want to say advanced chess, but I don't think that was really. Is a Star Trek chess thing in there somewhere? 3D chess.
You could say that if you want. It does exist in the database.
It does exist in the database. I would not think it's one of them.
I know where it exists, Nick. I would not also say it.
All right.
Remember I did that series 10,000 and below?
I have most of those games. I have so many of them.
Well, I can see why you're struggling, Nick. I can definitely see why you're having a hard time.
Oh man. I'm gonna go with just a card game. It's a classic. I'll say cribbage.
Ooh.
Cribbage is on the list, Nick.
Yeah, good guess.
Nicely done,
Cribbage
sir.
is
Nicely
650. It's ranked 650, right in the middle of the pack. That gets you 4 points. That brings you up to 8. You are now all tied, guys. Right now, everybody has 8.
Can we end the game now? No. Yes.
All right, Tom, you're up next. I thought that was a really good showing, Nick, for talking about how you weren't going to get any of these. You did fine.
I was hoping you were going to do multiple choice because I needed a little bit of help. But all right.
Not to mention, this is pretty tricky. I don't know here, Z. I'm going to say
it's only 40 guesses, and we've gotten
I'm
how
gonna
many
say
have we gotten? A lot.
hair. I'm going to say hare and tortoise, Z. It won the Spiel des Jahres, but I don't know if it makes the top 40.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will.
Tortoise is also known as something else, right?
Around the World in 80 Days.
No, they're different games. Hare and Tortoise is the game, and then it was redone as something else. I think that's
It was
you're
redone
right.
as Around the World in 80 Days. That's all.
Okay, I am going to double check here, Tom. No, it doesn't make it in. It's ranked 1,500, so no.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Well, it was
You're
like
now scoring. You're
that
now
would have been
scoring
like
at
42
3,
then.
though.
It'll be really close.
All right,
Okay.
back to you, Bonacor.
All right.
I
I'm
got
going.
next, Roy.
I'm obviously going to go.
I got
No,
next.
I won't go with that. I'll go with this. I'm going to go with an absolute classic, very possibly Sid Sackson's best game of all, and that would be Acquire.
Acquire is indeed on the list at 301, and that gets you, Steven, 1, 2, 3 points, bringing you up to 11. 11, a masterful score. Tom, back to you. Final chance here. If you mess this up, and let's be honest, you're probably going to mess this up.
I think so. I'm like torn between two, and if I give one, I'm giving the other to the other player.
Maybe you can like
So,
mumble in between them, you know?
I won't know the other one unless they're related.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. All right, I'm just going to go for it, Z, and we'll see if I'm right. Civilization.
Civilization.
I thought of it and then I forgot it.
Yes, Tom, Civilization is on the list. 373. That gets you 1, 2, 3 points, and that brings you up to 11. You guys are tied at 11. Bonacor, mano a mano. What do you got?
So do I want to
Nick,
go?
who do you think of these two guys is going to pull off a win here?
All right. I have to go. So I have to go with the obvious answer
He doesn't.
based on.
What do you think, Nick? Bonacor, Tom, what?
Do I get points if I'm right?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure, why not?
Okay, Stephen.
I would give him 4 points, 5 points, if he's right.
Okay, tell you what, Steven, if you indeed do win, I'll give him your points.
That's acceptable.
I agree.
I want the bird to
3-1.
get the points. The bird gets the points. It's
All right,
adorable.
Cookie gets the point.
All right.
So,
So this isn't the last guess, is it? No.
well, only if you're wrong.
All right. I have to take the answer based on Tom's answer so that he doesn't use that answer. If it's highly rated, I think it might be. I'll go with advanced civilization.
Of course, but I don't think it's in.
Oh!
I knew that
Let me look it
civilization was
up.
actually looked at more highly than advanced civilization. I know that, but I didn't remember how much more highly.
I'm just going to look up where it's at. Hold on one second here.
When I said checkers, I meant Chinese checkers.
Oh. Now be telling
Also
me.
wrong. Wrong again. Minus 2 points.
Okay.
God.
That's weird. You know,
Let's
here's
look
the
at the
thing. Apparently, advanced civilization is only listed as an expansion to civilization.
So I get
Bacon. Bacon.
Yeah,
Do I
sure.
get to
Go
get-
ahead.
another guess?
Yeah.
That's not particularly fair, but I'll take it. I'm gonna go with a favorite of one of
Wait,
the
why
most
is he getting another guess?
because it doesn't count.
Advanced civilization is only listed here as an expansion to civilization.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't know. I've always heard advanced civ. I didn't realize it was not that it was basically considered an expansion. You really should have known that, Stephen Bonacore. But I will be a fair game master and let you guess again. Guess again, Stephen. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure you
Seal
can play
your
it.
own fate.
I'm pretty sure you can play it out of the box, but who knows? Now I don't remember. I'm gonna go with the favorite game of one of the most important people of the Dice Tower, and that is Merchant of Venus.
Merchant of Venus indeed is in the top 40. 1,163, barely in it. And it really shouldn't be in there, let's be honest. It's a janky game. But 1, 2, 3, that brings you up to 14. A
14, not
tremendous
15.
14 is a tremendous, not as good as 15. 15 would be great.
I thought so
14
too.
is acceptable. I went from tremendous to acceptable.
All right, Z, I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
poker.
Nick, you still feeling good about Bonacore being the winner here?
Yes.
That's a good guess, Tom.
Yeah. What did you say, Tom?
Poker.
It's a good guess.
Poker. Just below Merchant of Venus. Look at that.
But still on
That
the
is
list.
correct. 1, 2, 3.
I look
You're
forward
at
to watching the
14.
Merchants of Venus 24-hour TV station. And
There's
Texas
such
Hold'em
a-
Merchants of Venus.
Oh, I like that. Yes, wearing dark shades, delivering goods through space. All right. You guys are tied at 14. Bonacore, back to you.
All right, I'm going for something near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Put Stronghold on the map in a lot of ways, and that would be Survive.
Survive is on the list, Bonacore. 1, 2, 3. You are now at 17. Tom, back to you.
I gotta say, I think I'm out here actually. But
I'd like to point out that you losing to me at this is akin to me losing to you at mobster movies. I'm just saying, which happened.
What do you mean? You have a serious advantage over him.
I have because I'm so much older.
You said it. Got you to say it. All right. Plus, remember, all of these points are just going to Cookie anyway, Steven. So
I like it. I'm good.
look at Tom struggling. Come on, Tom.
I am struggling a bit here because I remember doing like games that came out before 80s, and it's a tough road to hoe. There's not a lot of great games that came out in this time, right? All right, I think this might be up there. I'll go with Advanced, or was it called Advanced? I don't remember now. Never mind. I'll go with my first thought. Netrunner.
Netrunner does not make it. It is, I think, right after Magic, which is Maybe 94 or 95. It might be eliminated by
You're
time.
right. You're right. It might be the date. Well, also, Android Netrunner is the very highly rated one,
Right.
which is definitely a better, newer version of the game. So that's why I
Right.
was hesitant. The other one I was going to say was Advanced Hero Quest. Is that on the list? I don't think it is.
No, Hero Quest is on the list. Advanced Hero Quest is not.
Hero Quest is on
Got
the
it.
list. Wow.
Yeah. I'll share the list with you guys momentarily, but we have a winner, everybody. That winner is, of
I see the
course,
comments, Roy.
Cookie the bird. Nicely done, you gorgeous bird.
That
You
is
have
one
let me
good-looking
see,
bird.
You have 17 points for Cookie. Tom has 14. Nick, a very solid 8. And Bonacore, he gave points to Cookie. That's the
I
Thanks.
did.
Thanks, Stephen.
I'm magnanimous.
and he's got them big words. Here's the list, guys, from the top. Crokinole, you said. Sherlock Holmes, Consulting Detective.
Yes.
Magic the Gathering. Go, we figured out, fits right after that. Teach You.
Oh,
Modern Art.
Oh, of
just
course.
got that.
1930 Railways and Robber Barons. Nobody needs
Oh!
to know that one. I guess.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
huge
okay.
game. It's huge.
D. Mocker.
Of course, D-Mocker.
You said Acquire, Survive. We said Ziv. We said ASL. We said Dune. Blood Bowl.
Yep, I have it.
That's an old game.
Chess. You said Chess. You said Robo Rally. Republic of Rome. Hero Quest.
Wow.
One of the best titled games of all time, Six Nimmt.
Oh, man.
Cribbage,
be.
we said Space Hulk. Up Front. You said Diplomacy. You said Squad Leader. Can't
What's next
Stop.
for up front?
Oh, I was going to say that.
Can't stop.
Man.
Actually, I thought it Can't Stop. I just figured it was much lower rated.
Yeah, no, it's ranked 758. That's pretty good. And then when you said Cribbage there, Nick, I thought maybe, Nick will pick up on some card games, because next up we have Wizard, we have Bridge, Mahjong,
Oh,
Wow, Mahjong.
Britannia, History of the World, Ikusa, Ambush, Quarto. Looping Louie makes it on the
get
list.
out.
Stick'em. Then we said Poker. We said Merchant of Venus. Battletech. Titan. You said Cosmic Encounter. And then the absolute last one that made it in is Manhattan.
Wow.
Manhattan.
So for the record, not another game did I have on my list, which I had Primordial Soup. Maybe that came out after that time. I guess it did, but that should be fairly highly ranked.
Yeah.
And I had Fortress America and Shogun, and I was gonna pick one of those to be part of it. I think Fortress America is probably more highly
By the way,
ranked.
folks, if you-
Shogun. I think Ikusa and Shogun might be similar
No.
games based on one another, right?
Yeah.
I will say this for those of you watching: if you think Cult of the Old is like something to get that excited about, like the old, realize that Looping Louie made the top 40 games that came out before 1995.
It's a great game.
It wouldn't make the top 40 games that came out in 2022. That's how good gaming has gotten.
Yes,
I think
we played that game.
You're really
Tom.
sullying my message here, Tom. I gotta tell you. This is not in the spirit of the game. Old games are games too. Yes, even the crappy Loopin' Louie. That's
Great
I
game.
like Looping Louie.
great
I don't want
game.
people to think I don't like it. I just think it's funny. All right, Nick, thanks so much for coming on the show and your
Thank you.
bird. If you have the bird, you're more than welcome. Bring it to the retreat. I'm kidding. Don't bring a bird to the
I
retreat.
am. Because she's not a child. She's at least, I think, 15 to 20.
I have that's in the. We'll be making a new rule right now. All right.
and no animals unless they're service animals.
Support.
All righty.
Emotional
Folks,
comfort.
we'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I just got my full set of Marvel United X-Men Kickstarter stuff, and it's all here, the stack in all of its glory. So let's get into this. So what I like about Marvel United is that PvE gets you out of the realm of like fighting against each other and where you're defeating a common enemy. It's like Spider-Man against Green Goblin, or it has Green Goblin, you just can't see it. But you can do that stuff, and you can do it with your friends, and it's almost like you guys are united, like the game title. And I really like the theme, because it all ties, like, I love that the common enemy and the superheroes can be these Marvel characters, because I love Marvel, and I watch all the movies, and I'm really excited to see Fantastic Four and X-Men incorporate into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Another thing I like is with these characters, I could play, like, Mr. Fantastic, Spider-Man, Wolverine against Doctor Doom. You can do anything. It's like, so if you want to play your favorite heroes, and those are your favorite heroes, you can play them with your friends. It is like, boom, has no limit. Man, and I love playing with the different characters, like, it's pretty cool, and I love just playing it over and over again. And it might just be my favorite Marvel game ever. And I did an unboxing on my channel of all of this, plus the Marvel United playmat on my channel. So go check it out at Codes Nanotype. And have a doom diggity breakfast. Bye.
Hi, this is Ambi from Board Game Blitz, and today I'm going to talk about First Orchard, which is actually a pretty popular toddler game, but my kids only recently played it by the rules for the first time. In the game First Orchard, there are 4 different kinds of fruit, 4 different colors, and 4 of each fruit, and this basket you're supposed to put the fruit into, and a die. So basically all you do is you roll the die on your turn. If it gets a color, you pick that color fruit and put it in the basket, and then if it gets a basket, it's wild, and there's a raven there. This is the other piece of the game. If you get the raven moves up a space, and there's a track where the raven is moving up, and if it gets to the end of the track, it gets into the orchard, and then you all lose. So you're trying to get all the fruit in the basket before the raven gets to the end of the track. It took my kids a long time to play this because they didn't roll the die. They would just like play around with these nice chunky pieces, which like, these are really fun to play with. They would just like roll them around on the floor and stuff, put them in the basket, take them out of the basket. But they finally played it by the rules. And it's really good for taking turns, rolling dice, matching colors, following rules. And then there's some strategy with the basket because you get to choose which color you're putting in. And you're trying to get all of the fruit in so the kids can try to think about like, oh, what color needs to be put into the basket now? Like, which color aren't we rolling? So they can learn a little bit of strategy there. But really, I think my kids really like it because of the fruit pieces. They really like fruit. So they like playing with the fruit, pretending to wash it, and then putting it in the basket. And then they like the little bird, the little raven. Everyone likes the little raven. Even though the raven's the villain, you're trying to keep him away from the orchard. So First Orchard is a really fun game, and I'm glad that my children can finally play it by the rules. Thanks for watching Board Game Blitz. Bye.
All right, folks, here we go, taking a look at the news. We're going to start with some games. First, a very, very bright and colorful Atlantic Robot League, known as the ARL, from WizKids, where you're placing bets on mech fights. And I like that concept a lot. You know, it reminds me of older games like Colossal Arena and such, where you placed bets on different fights. Bets are hidden, and then I guess the mechs all fight. It actually sounds... From the description, it does sound like it's the exact same theme as Colossal Arena, but with different mechanisms on how they fight.
This is like BattleBots, the board game. I'm in.
Well, I don't know that there's. Maybe I guess there is betting on BattleBots. I don't know. I'm sure there's betting on everything.
Betting on everything.
But I think BattleBots is more about seeing who wins,
sure, as
opposed to like a horse race, which is more about betting on who wins.
I'm a big fan of BattleBots, but so this is cool, and I liked Colossal Arena was a great game back in the day. Did it make the top 40, Z? No, I guess it did, but it's a good game.
No, it didn't.
Well, Colossal Arena came out in the 90s anyway. That would have been Titan the Arena, and I'm not sure when that came out.
Right.
All right, so we have Thiefdom. This is from Karma Games, and it's designed. One of the designers is Juma Al-Juju, he's a designer of Clans of Caledonia, which I know is very popular. And the art here is from the Miko, but I did not catch that when I first looked at the cover, which I think is cool. This is a slightly, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever seen the Miko draw like a cover that wasn't like someone's big face. No,
I could tell right away. I don't know. As soon as I looked at this, I knew it. So, but I guess what you're saying is there's fewer people on this cover, and it's usually his people that are very distinct.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's what I'm saying. I actually really like this cover. I like the crookedness of it, the jagged houses and things like that.
Yeah, the perspective on everything kind of being cartoon world is pretty neat. I like it. I like it. It's a great looking cover. Nice balance.
And you're trying to be a thief. You're trying to get in there and grab stuff and ignore there's neutral characters like guards and citizens moving around the board. And this is actually going to be crowdfunded later this year. Nice. Then we have Precognition. This is from Ludonaut. It's a card drafting game about predicting a future world in order to save humans.
That's really creepy cover.
That bothers you looking at those?
That cover is really creepy. Yeah, I don't love it.
I like this
looking
cover.
into your soul.
I can feel my soul being looked into. Yeah.
All right, so you're drafting and you're trying to predict. You get 2 cards in your hand and 2 cards in the decision zone of your player board. You're playing one of those 4 and then putting them back on the decision zone of the player to your left. I don't actually understand what that means. I'm going to have to see this one in action.
Mm-hmm. Ideally without the cover being there.
All right, folks. Enough of this non-mutant universe. Cyclops is coming to Marvel Champions. Now, we already knew the X-Men were coming and stuff, but this is a pack. I know a lot of people are excited. Cyclops, for some inexplicable reason, many people like him as a character. I think he's one of the worst X-Men characters. He's terrible. I don't like him. But he definitely is iconic.
Awesome.
What do you not like about Cyclops, Tom?
Well, first of all, I think his power is not particularly interesting since he has to be able to look at you to shoot you. Like, let's say I could shoot finger bolts out of my hands. I can stick it behind me and shoot it backwards and shoot one forwards. He has to turn and look.
Yeah, but he's got chameleon eyes, so he could look at different locations.
That's not how that works. Actually, I'm just kidding about that. The main thing is in the comics, they turned him into a pretty extreme jerk as the years went by.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that. Yeah, he's kind of the leader of the mutants. Right? I mean, like the on the field sort of leader, not Professor X.
He's a leader on the field and behind the scenes. No, he replaced Professor X.
Okay, well, keep it to yourself, nerd. Okay, let me talk a little bit. Yeah, this deck, I looked through the article that FFG had put out, and it sounds very interesting, some new ideas. He also seems to be a character very much targeted at multiplayer combat in the game. He is, again, sort of representing that idea of him being a leader. He will do things that will help everyone at the table. So I think this is the kind of character that will shine in multiplayer. Not to say he won't work solo, but be aware of that. That seems to be his focus. Pretty cool. I think it's a good sounding one.
Z, this is one of your favorite games, right?
Yeah, I really like Marvel Champions. I've been playing it a lot lately. Roy really loves it, but I very much enjoy it too.
I've never played actually, and I'd love to get a chance to play with you or Roy at
no
at the convention. No, okay. Sorry for creeping. Sorry for creeping on you.
Furnace Interbellum is a new expansion for the very popular game Furnace. This is the first expansion for it. Although it's interesting because I would have felt like Furnace is pretty much a complete game. So we'll have to see what this brings. It has new company cards, new capitalist special powers. That's all great. New abilities, variable disc for bidding. So you know what? I might be way off base. It might be fantastic. We'll see. Adds a 5th player. No one cares about that. But also solo games.
Furnace is great.
The general rule of thumb is if you need an expansion for another player, you don't need that other player. It's 99.9% accurate. The only exception is Cosmic Encounter.
That doesn't make any sense. You just if the game will not like go on longer.
If the game worked with 5 would have been in the base box.
Yeah, but this is not an expansion only for 5. It's adding other stuff.
I know. That's why I'm saying the part about it adding a 5th player, who cares? The rest of it sounds great.
I like to play with lots of people because I'm a social guy, unlike you.
Next, we're at Galactic Renaissance. This is from Matago, although it doesn't particularly look like it's from Matago. This is a different style, I feel like, from their other games.
Yeah.
Did Matago change their logo?
I guess so. I've never seen this logo, so I'm guessing they did. It used to be the cat in the box, but now I guess it's this sort of M with the kitty cat in the middle.
It's a cat.
This is from the same designer as Inish, Christian Martinez. And I guess it's going to be another, big sprawling game, obviously now with a cool sci-fi theme with these strange characters on the cover. Yeah, Christian Martinez is a very interesting designer who thinks outside the box. So he designed
Inish. And I don't like the name of this game because it sounds, if I didn't know anything about this game, you said Galactic Renaissance, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I played that 15 years ago. It's a very, very common-esque name.
I agree. It sounds like an old title, doesn't it? Yeah.
Is Inish really pronounced Inish, not Innis?
It's pronounced Inish. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I did not know that. We learn something from Tom every once in a while. Okay.
All right. Our next game looks like it came out in 1985, but it's actually an upcoming game from Rio Grande Game called Morgan's Magic Map. Unfortunately, Rio Grande's box covers, man, oh man, I do. This might be a fantastic game. It's from a new designer. It won an Italian Design Award in 2018. There it was called Just Another Pirate Game, which I think is a hilarious name. So, Cap Morgan, you have to get these different pieces of a map, and you're trying to figure out the treasures. It all sounds good. Just that cover, it really looks like an old game.
It does. Sadly,
it does look old, but I don't dislike that cover personally. I mean, it does. But yes, it looks old. It looks like an old cover. Having said that, I wouldn't probably say, yeah, you should make this cover now. But ignoring that part, do I like the cover? I do like this cover. I think it's I don't know, it's kind of charming. It's simple. It's charming. It's disarming of a cover. The other, like, for example, that Galactic whatever cover, I already forgot what it's called. It's a very arresting cover. It's almost like a little intimidating. This one looks super welcoming.
Well, speaking of covers that look new, though, the next one looks very new. Twisty Tracks.
Ooh, I really don't like that cover.
Really? I love this cover. Man, I like this cover a lot. I don't know. Jeffrey Hours has done some really good games. We just played one of his games on our 24-hour marathon, The Piece of Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one here, there's a loop of train track, form depots, wooden trains moving around. I saw some pictures of the game somewhere, and I remember thinking, that looks a little fun, as you're moving these trains around. There's a lot of train games out there, but this one looks cute. It looks like an app almost for a phone or something.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be neat. He's a good designer.
He seems to be saying it's significantly different and better than the original. So there was an original Twisty Tracks?
Yeah, it shows it up there in the top corner. It's from a Polish company there called, I can't pronounce it. But
yeah, it's pronounced Chevychek.
All right. Still from Rio Grande Games, they just announced Dominion Hinterlands, the second edition. So what they've been doing with Dominion, they released the Dominion second edition, then Intrigue second edition, and just like last week, Seaside second edition came out. They've announced Prosperity. What they do with these is they take out cards that aren't particularly as good or the meta, once people play with them for a while, and they add in other cards or upgrade cards. It's usually about 8 cards per set. Now, I think this was a cool idea. It's fun. I'm surprised they're doing it with expansions like Hinterlands, which is for the non-Dominion fanatic. At this point, you're like, Did I play that one? You know what I mean? These Hinterlands is not like as well known as perhaps Intrigue. You know, as each expansion comes out, fewer people get them. That's just the general law of expansions.
Right.
What expansion is the big money expansion?
Prosperity.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Did that one already get a second edition?
That one has it announced. It's not out yet. So this is the one after Prosperity. Although I did notice they skipped Alchemy, which I'm kind of bummed about because, but Alchemy could have used a big box second edition with more card. You know what I mean? They could have made it a fully fleshed out expansion.
I guess so, or they could just forget about it. You know. Also, Alchemy was definitely the weakest one of those early ones. I mean, I dropped off that train a long time ago, but of the early ones, Alchemy seemed the most half-baked, right? I mean, it was half the size of the other ones, had a weird new currency. It just, it was a bit of a mess. Do you like these generally, the second edition arc they're going through, Tom? Are you a fan?
So far, I actually played the Seaside one this week, some of the new cards, and they got rid of some of the cards I didn't like from Seaside. There was some I forget the cards. I haven't sat it down and compared to the first one, but they added a few new cards, which are fun. Seaside's also one of my favorite expansions.
Me too. Yeah.
I was just glad to play Dominion again. I still love the game, so it's a lot of fun.
Okay. Cool.
All right, before we move on, folks, here's your 2 seconds of bacon. Okay, it was actually a second of bacon, but hey, any bacon is good for you. All right. Let's go now to Wingspan. A new expansion for Wingspan, surprising everyone, from Birds from Asia. At some point when they get to like the 6th expansion, I don't even know why they would announce it because they're doing all the continents.
Birds from Mars.
So they've done Europe. They've done, what was the second one? Oceania. Now they're doing Asia. I'm actually, Asia's cool. The one I'm really pumped about is South America because there's so many beautiful birds in South America. And anyhow, this one is a 3rd expansion. You can already get on the pre-order list, I think, something like that. It's a collection of cards themed around that. They're not talking about it a lot. They're just going to release a few birds at a time. So far, we've seen the Indian peafowl. So I'm sure we'll hear more about it. It'll be very popular. Wingspan has done considerably well. But I think we were talking to Elizabeth Hargrave this past Monday, and she says one of the questions that we asked her, people ask all the time for like made up birds, mythological birds, but there's no plans for that currently, she said. There's enough trouble keeping up with all the birds in the world doing these other expansions.
Yeah.
All right, Clank Catacombs. So Clank, this is 2 pieces of news here. So first, there's a new standalone game for Clank. Clank has had lots of expansions. In fact, they just got the newest one this week. I'm excited about it with custom player decks and things. But Clank Catacombs is standalone. So it's the 4th standalone game in the series. We had Clank, the original one, then Clank in Space, and then Clank Legacy. Now we have Clank Catacombs. So this one, there's a skeleton. This one looks like it's going back to the original Clank theme. It's fantasy again, because it was fantasy space, and then I guess Legacy was also fantasy. Anyway, I'm interested in that. But the big news here is that the only logo on the cover is Dire Wolf. So Dire Wolf originally came up with the idea of Clank, but they had never made games before, so they partnered with Renegade, and Renegade brought Clank games out. And as time went by, Dire Wolf did a game on their own, which name is forgetting me, but then they did Dune Imperium, which it got them a big buzz. So they've now taken Clank back underneath them. And with the Clank and Dune Imperium, they have 2 pretty solid evergreen titles. So that's pretty good. And it's not probably great for Renegade, but from what I read, it doesn't seem like it was any kind of problem breakup here, just that Dire Wolf wants to do it on their own. They now understand the board game business, and so they'll be doing this.
It is an interesting business news that Renegade has lost the license, and that's an interesting contract that they were able, if they therefore were able to get it back. That contract was, not written enough in Renegade's favor, apparently. Interesting.
Speaking of the game, though, that cover is a fantastic cover. That is a gorgeous looking game. I'm not the biggest fan of Clank, but I would play this. I want to dig into that. That looks amazing.
Great.
Those people, though, are being cavalier about the way they're carrying money.
I agree. But they're trying to survive with their lives.
There is that. It does not look like they're going to make it there. It's a very action cover, though, right?
Yeah.
I want to see the next sequence.
When you got 1,000 platinum, what's a few coppers here and there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Capstone announced Capstone Plus streaming towards you. No, Capstone Plus is actually a subscription service that obviously they're watching how Stonemaier Games gets people to give them money for no reason at all. Capstone is doing the same thing. It's $20 a year for membership, and I'm kidding about the Stonemaier thing, but I'm still impressed that people pay to get a chance to get games earlier than other people. That's an impressive model. It works. But the Capstone thing, it's $20 a year, but it gives you 20% off everything on our website. You buy 2 games or even sometimes 1 game, and you're already done. You also get priority shipping. Retailers are not loving this idea, of course, but this is kind of where we're moving towards in the future. A lot of publishers are pushing towards direct-to-consumer. Stonemeier's already been pioneering that. Yes, stores can carry Stonemaier products, but you're probably better off just ordering straight from Stonemaier, and obviously Kickstarter, that's a whole bunch of its thing here. So I'm curious to see this. They have, Arc Nova, one of the hottest games out there right now, and then the redone version of Terra Mystica, Terra Nova. So I think that a lot of people are going to join Capstone Plus.
Yeah.
Origins Game Fair dropped their numbers. They released their numbers. It was 11,689 gamers. It's up 10% from last year, but still much lower than the 20,642 in 2019. I suspect that Gen Con will see a much bigger increase than Origins, but we'll have to wait and see. I talked to several of the retailers and people who were at Origins, and they all told me it felt fairly empty, and I guess that makes sense.
I was there. It felt like a very well attended convention, but of course it's about 60% of what it was in 2019. I think Origins can come back to be, in that pantheon of great conventions again. It's going to take a little longer, for them, because there's also the other big summer convention, the much bigger Gen Con. So people, when they first come back, they're going to go there first. And for those, by the way, who want to see some of the things that were going on at Origins, I just posted all of the interviews that I did for Origins TV. That's what I was doing there. I posted it on my YouTube channel, The Podfather of Gaming, and you can see like the 30 interviews with the smallest companies and the biggest companies. I had a great time doing that, so check it out if you want.
In the biggest news of the week, at least in my opinion, we saw that Keyforge is coming back. Now, this is really interesting. So first of all, Keyforge went out. We talked about this last year because something happened with the algorithm that they could no longer make decks. Every Keyforge deck in the world is unique. They've sold over 2 million at least of these decks, or at least there's that many registered decks, and they probably sold even more of that. Half of them are here in the studio. And so they didn't give a lot of details on what happened, but so we'll probably never know, but something went wrong with it. Ghost Galaxy has now bought it because Fantasy Flight apparently is selling every property they have except for Marvel Champions. It definitely feels that way. So Keyforge is bought by Ghost Galaxy. Now, Ghost Galaxy is owned by Christian Peterson. Christian Peterson is the former owner of Fantasy Flight Games and is actually the person who originally signed Keyforge from designer Richard Garfield. So it's like back home, and I've been assuming for years now that Christian Peterson was coming back to the board gaming arena, and this is one of the ways he's doing it. He owns a lot of companies, one of them here being Ghost Galaxy. Pretty cool logo, by the way. I like that GG logo.
Yeah,
very cool.
Very sharp.
So yeah, I mean, Chris Peterson is a force to be reckoned with. The guy's amazing. Now he owns Keyforge. He bought the printing company that they were using to print Keyforge, all this print on demand I guess the entire facility where they were doing it, all this print-on-demand stuff that was producing the Keyforge decks. He bought the game store, right? Games. It was called the Fantasy Flight Game Center, and he bought that in Minneapolis, so he owns that. And the little-known thing is he also owns a company that is used now by several of the larger publishers, but it can be used by other people, other industries as well, where it manages your consultants, your artists, and your writers. So if you've got like games that use lots and lots of external people, it manages them and manages the tasks. And he gave me a demo of it. It was very, very impressive. So yeah, I told him he should retire, but he doesn't believe in retirement apparently. He's also a lot younger than me, so it's pretty cool that he's coming back and doing this. Great guy.
There's more information on this on Dice Tower News. Always check out Dice Tower News, run by Corey Thompson. Does a great job getting all our news together. And Dice Tower Now, which is a podcast about that. He interviewed Christian Peterson a few months ago, although Christian couldn't say anything about this, but he hinted that something was coming. They have a website up where they talk about them rebuilding the algorithm, rebuilding the way to do this. They also have to rebuild the organized play system since the COVID kind of killed that. And they have to figure out a way to transfer all the registered decks from Asmodee to their own thing. So there's a lot of work involved in this, but I'm interested. I wonder how much we're going to be talking about Ghost Galaxy in a few years. Will they become a huge company and the new Fantasy Flight? Because I'll tell you who's not Fantasy Flight these days, Fantasy Flight. So that's the news. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Board Game Breakfast. My name is Amanda, and I am here to talk to you about a game that I am really looking forward to playing more in the future, and the game I'm going to be playing in the meantime that gives me some similar feels. So this week, the game that I'm excited about playing more in the future is Transmissions. Got to play it recently and really enjoyed it. This is a game where there's 4 robots. I believe they have names, but I can't remember them, that everybody is controlling. You play different cards to be able to move the robots around, collect different resources, and then spend those resources to fill up your board with pieces that score points at the end. The game I'm going to be playing in the meantime is Space Park, another game where everyone has shared pieces. So instead of robots in Space Park, you have these rocket ships, and you're going around collecting these beautiful crystals in purple and green and orangey pink, and visiting different sites. You have cards in your hand, and you collect crystals and then spin the crystals to buy the cards, and the first person to, I believe it's 20 points, to hit 20 points wins. Similar feels in that everybody is moving the same pieces around, so you don't have your own pieces. You're picking up resources to buy things that are going to get you in-game points. I will say Space Park was a much sort of like slimmed down, simpler way to play this kind of game, but still one that I really enjoy and has a great production value, as do most games from Keymaster Games. So this is the game I'm going to be playing in the meantime, Space Park, while waiting to get to play more of Transmissions. Hope you're having a great breakfast. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Maple University. Now, do you have a game that you haven't played for a while and it's popular, everyone's playing it, but you just played it now? Wits and Wedges. I feel like this is one of the classic games out there that everyone plays, and yet we just played recently.
Yep, I'd never played before last week.
Now this is the It's Vegas Baby version, and also this is an Australian edition, so the questions are more Australian.
More regionalised?
More regionalised, yes. This is a fun party game for at least, how many? 5+ players?
Yeah.
And you don't have to be good with trivia to actually win.
Indeed, it was a great deal of fun. It had a good range of those numerical questions where you could just have a really broad range of what people thought the answers might have been.
Highly recommend it. Now, we were doing well until the last ever bet. We put all in because it's Vegas, baby, and we lost everything.
Yeah,
It's quite hilarious.
I mean, it's a quick game, and with the betting, it's extremely swingy. But I think that's all part of the charm.
We were sure of our answer, but then we lost. But you're pretty good at quiz, but then we still lost. So doesn't mean that if you're good at trivias and then you will win the game. That's
Indeed.
it. Yeah. So what is your game? Let us know in the comment. And thanks for watching. Bye.
That's it, folks, for another board game breakfast. Now, let me explain something here. Yesterday, we were packing up for the Dice Tower East and many technical difficulties. Crowd surfing just fell apart, or not. You'll never know. It no longer exists. But crowd surfing's happening again today at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, we'll be back talking about all the Kickstarter and GameFound projects happening or ending in the next 2 weeks. Lots of cool things to talk about. We'll see you then. And if we don't see you then, we'll see you next week at Dice Tower East. Many videos going up. The X-Men United Deluge is about to begin. But until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Stephen Bonacore.
And thanks again to Bezier Games. We'll see you next time.